The big one was next. The big one. See what I did there, Brian? What was the total weight on Almost against Braun? I can't say. Is it Braun Strongman or Braun Strowman?
Think of Brawny.
Brawny, the paper towel guy.
If it was a right-wing paper towel, yes.
There you go. So Braun Strongman, the combined weight was 800 pounds. The combined interest level was low. But I'll tell you what, it wasn't as embarrassing as it could have been, to be quite honest with you. They didn't do much, and they shouldn't have. They kept it very simple because, I mean, in this equipment, Braun is not real smooth, but he looks like Jack Briscoe next to Almost. But they did the long face-to-face and the crowd milk and the test of strength and lots of trash talk. And I had to say, Almost was aggressive and he worked hard, and the shit that he did do looked okay. And then they go for a while, and then Almost misses a charge into the corner and hits the buckle. And when he comes out, Braun scooped him up and hit him with one body slam, 1, 2, 3. And that's why I did the same finish in OVW with Mark Henry and Matt Morgan, where they built up from it was a gauntlet match type of thing, where they were the last two, and the whole thing was 45 minutes and finished with a body slam. The place came unglued. I don't know if I could use the word unglued for this place, but it didn't take Eddie Graham to come up with these finishes, but I don't know that they could have done anything more complicated here and got by with this. They dodged a bullet. So, but again, what do you do now? They just got MVP on SmackDown, and Strowman power slammed him 3 times, left him laying. And now they take the biggest guy in the company and body slam him on television and then beat him with it 1, 2, 3. Do you remember that time that Andre not only got body slammed on television, but got beat 1, 2, 3? No, you don't, because it never happened.
Well, I mean, Hogan beating Andre, body slam was the key to beating Andre. He slammed Andre.
Well, in the last big match Andre ever had, really, I'm talking about what are they doing? They've proven he can be body slammed and proven he can be beaten, and he's not a good worker, and he doesn't have the bizarre charisma, physical charisma to see him in person that Andre had. So what else you going to do with him? They skipped the first. If you're going by Andre's career, they skipped the first 15 years where Andre was protected and then just went straight to the Silverdome here. I think, where's Almost going?
Do you think there's a problem in general, not just with Almost, but with wrestlers? Everyone wants the freak show attraction. Everyone wants a giant. But if a giant is just too tall, not that he's skinny. I mean, he looks like a big, thick guy, but not thick like an Andre or a Big Show. So maybe not as impressive. When you see him there right in front of Braun Strowman, who is a big, thick guy, you're like, wow, he's tall. But that was it. And then he got slammed and lost. So, I mean, going back to my question, has there been a problem in wrestling ever with the idea of you want a giant, but it has to be more than just someone who's tall?
Yes. Silo Sam.
Well, he was thick.
Well,
Silo Sam.
No, Silo Sam was only thick in the midsection. Go back and look. His arms weren't any bigger than mine, I don't think. His fucking legs were skinny, but he had that giant belly plus that big fucking goiter or whatever the fuck it was on his stomach. It looked like a half a football with surgical clamp scars on when he took his shirt off. El Gigante. Bless him. Jorge was a lovely, nice man, but he was 7'7", but he didn't have he had a pretty good physique for a guy that's 7'7", but not like a monster. You know, every time that somebody has found some, outsized example of humanity, whether they're overly heavy or overly tall or overly, like the Maurice Tillet, the French Angel, wasn't either really tall or really heavy, but because of the acromegaly, his features were distorted and he was bizarre. And that sells in wrestling just like it sells in, mankind in life. Anything out of the ordinary or unusual or bizarre. But then you have to be able to do something with it. And we've talked about this many times on the program, is you steal a house with an attraction like that. Or potentially now you steal a pay-per-view. You build him up, accentuating all of his strengths, none of his weaknesses, and then put him in a position where it can draw money once, but when people see it, you're going to have to keep it so short, so simple, or smoke and mirrors, or whatever the fuck. They probably ain't going to want to see it again. That's called stealing a house. You got them once, but you probably ain't going to get them for a return. But in this case, now that everybody's under contract and almost can't just go from one territory to another where they steal it every time and you don't see through it until the Magnificent Zulu. And, you can't do that anymore. He's in the same company. He's on television all the time. And once Goliath goes down to the fucking shot with the slingshot, it's very hard to make him an unbeatable, invulnerable monster again. So what are they going to do with him now? You can body slam him. You can beat him. The manager don't have a lot of heat. He just got fucking shit kicked out of him. I don't know if he's going to scare anybody. It's just me.